I'm Mike Ward, founder of Money Morning. Now, I'm being joined today by one of Wall Street's biggest icons, a giant of conservative money strategies and value investing. This man was for many years a huge crypto skeptic. Yet today, his investments in crypto soar above $1.5 billion. It's one of the largest stakes ever. And he's got a blunt message to the crypto naysayers, the uninformed, the Wall Street old schoolers waging a fight against the digital revolution. He says, bring it on, because I'll have the last laugh. I'm not selling a single penny of my crypto. In fact, this legend has breaking news today. So take a look. These are new supply and demand charts recently released from Fidelity, one of the world's biggest investment firms with over 40 million clients. In our analysis of these charts, they show the path for Bitcoin rising to $1 million by 2026, $10 million by 2028, and an astounding $999 million by 2034. That's a 3 million% gain. In fact, these price explosions could happen even sooner, because now for the very first time, Fidelity is making Bitcoin available to over 20 million Americans who have 401 their firm. And that's just Bitcoin. Hypercoins, along with an array of microcurrencies, could go up even higher by a magnitude as much as 19 times. And the latest projections show that 500,000 new crypto millionaires could be created in the next 5 years. The tipping point, our guest says, is 1 billion users. That's when things explode. And estimates now show that tipping point is right around the corner. So, how do you best position yourself before the inevitable rise to 1 billion users, even if you're brand new to crypto and never dipped your toe in the water before? Which coin should you buy, and how do you get started? For answers to these critical questions, let's turn now to our esteemed guest, a visionary who knows more about creating millionaires in crypto than anyone else. Anthony Scaramucci, thank you for joining me today.
Pleasure to be here, Mike.
Now, Anthony, you're not the typical crypto investor most people might imagine. You've been an icon in the traditional financial markets for over 3 decades. You've been named one of the top 100 people in global finance by Worth Magazine. You received Ernst & Young's Entrepreneur of the Year award. You became vice president of Goldman Sachs' Private Wealth Management Division. Then you went on to found Skybridge Capital. Today it has over $5.7 billion of assets under management, and it's dedicated to helping everyday people, not just the rich and entitled. So why on earth did you get into crypto, of all things?
Mike, you're absolutely right. I was a huge crypto skeptic. When I was introduced to Bitcoin by the Winklevoss brothers, I didn't fully understand it. So I said, okay, sounds interesting. Heavy hitters were getting in. The price is rising. So I spent 3 years researching Bitcoin and other coins with the leading people in the world. And my thought was, what would I have to have happen to get interested in Bitcoin? I'm an institutionalist. I grew up old school. I was trained in value investing. I missed some of the big tech boom, companies like Google and Amazon, and I didn't want to miss the next wave. So I wrote in my notebook 3 factors. 1, Bitcoin needs to hit 80 million wallets. 2, I need to be able to put in at least 9 figures, $100 million without worry. And 3, I had to see strong regulation coming to the United States. Then I'm going to start investing. Well, all 3 of those things happened in October of 2020, and we put 270 million US dollars in Bitcoin across our product platforms. The value now is closer to $1.5 billion.
That kind of growth, it's amazing. You're not the only person saying to take a small piece of your portfolio and put it into crypto right now. JP Morgan recommends 1% to its clients. Hedge fund legend Ray Dalio recommends 2%. And a recent study from Yale went even further. They say because of the extraordinary adoption rate, 4 to 6% is appropriate. And we're not just talking about Bitcoin, but an entire array of hypercoins, microcurrencies, altcoins, and much more.
Mike, percentages like these are academic. I recommend for my clients to invest 3% of their portfolio in crypto. The famous value investor Bill Miller, he's a friend of mine. He's a billionaire now. He's invested over 50% of his personal net worth in crypto. But again, percentages, they're academic. The point is, get something into crypto, even if it's $100, $500, or even a couple $1,000. If you're comfortable with more, good. The important thing is to make your first investment, and it's so easy. You'll never get to $1 million unless you start.
So, Anthony, there's no doubt crypto has been volatile, and yet we're seeing enormous price projections. How can they even be this large?
Well, the best way to think about this, Mike, is Amazon, the relationship between price and users. If you invested $10,000 in Amazon's IPO, it's worth roughly $22 million today. However, you would have had to subject yourself to 8 periods of time where Amazon lost at least 50% of its value, and one period of time where it went down 90%. In the early years of Amazon, it was very, very, very volatile. So they asked Jeff Bezos on Amazon's 20th anniversary, how did you handle the volatility? And he said, I don't look at it at all. I never did. I only concentrate on one thing, users. And every day I woke up, I saw the users were up, I saw the revenues were up lockstep. He didn't care about price, Mike. The stock was doing this like an EKG tape, but the users were going up through the roof. And he eventually knew that these two things would connect. So if you want to embrace new technologies, there will be fear, there will be uncertainty, there will be doubt. But you know what else there'll be? An opportunity for exponential growth, an opportunity to participate in the future of finance. It's all about the user base. None of this can happen until the user base explodes, which is exactly what's happening right now in crypto. When I made my first Bitcoin investment, there were 80 million users. 14 months later, there are over 240 million users. That is exponential growth. I bought my first Bitcoin at $9,000. Imagine what the price could be when we hit 1 billion users. As we're about to see, the numbers increase exponentially, which means that with every new user that's added to the network, the volume doesn't increase by one, it's squared, then it's cubed, then it's biquadrated, then it's zensacubed, then it goes to the power of 7 and 8 and so on. It's called Metcalfe's law, the phenomenon that describes the effect of an expanding network. And I believe this is happening right now.
Now, for those watching, let me pull up a chart. This is what's playing out. Crypto is gaining speed even faster than the internet did, which I want to emphasize was, until now, the fastest user growth of any technology in human history. And today, the digital economy is worth about $11 trillion.
Mike, very few people thought this was possible. Naysayers said crypto would never gain traction, that it would never be the phenomenon that a few people predicted. Yet this is one of the few moments in history where the impossible is not only possible, it's happening.
Of course, we've seen the chart, the one that shows how closely the model has already predicted the price of Bitcoin.
Mike, today we're going far beyond Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just the predictor of what's coming.
In fact, we're going to be looking at a select number of hypercoins, altcoins, and microcurrencies that all have the potential to move even faster and bigger. So how is that possible?
Mike, it's users, users, users. In a short time, most Americans, most of the world will be interacting with crypto on a daily basis.
Again, Anthony, for folks watching this at home, a lot of people will say they don't quite, quote, get it. And that's been holding them back.
Mike, I talk to people every day and I say, look, our entire monetary system is already digital. PAL adds $1 trillion to the money supply. It's all X's and O's, a computer click. You get a check with some number on it. It gets deposited in your bank, and then you get a bank statement like this. It shows up, and you have more money. You use a credit card, a debit card, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. It's all digital. So 99% of the money you'll ever own or spend in your lifetime, you'll never see, touch, or have in your own possession.
So Anthony, the global monetary system is just a big digital ledger that revolves on electronic transfer.
That's right, it's just a ledger, an accounting ledger. The Fed may as well keep the entire government debt and money printing apparatus on an Excel spreadsheet. This idea that Bitcoin or Ethereum is some revolutionary currency that's digitizing our money supply is complete nonsense. We already have digital currency, but now we're looking at a better digital currency because it's built on the most secure technology ever created. It can never be counterfeited or double spent. It can't be manipulated or controlled by central bankers. And it's better because it can be transferred instantly and cheaply with no middleman cost. I firmly believe these digital coins will become the currency of the internet, the metaverse, Web 3.0. It's inescapable.
And that's why the big players are getting in.
Mike, the critical players get it, and get it in a big way. I'm seeing the reaction everywhere. I'm acutely aware of what's happening with my colleagues on Wall Street. The major banks, hedge funds, pension funds, the huge investors. PayPal launched crypto to 70 million Americans. You can get it on Coinbase, Block, and Robinhood. They want it in their coffers to appreciate. What results is an incredible network effect. Metcalfe's law. eBay just announced that you'll be able to buy anything you want in their market using crypto. eBay has 187 million users that spend $110 billion a year. Visa has already joined up. They just rolled out a debit card that automatically converts crypto to dollars. You can use it at 70 million merchants worldwide. I truly believe Amazon cannot hold out for much longer. Look, people across the country are asking for crypto, and now Morgan Stanley, Goldman, JP Morgan, and Wells Fargo offer crypto. Soon, Merrill will have to offer it, which means UBS has to, and then so does Raymond James. Just recently, we got hit with a bombshell announcement from Fidelity. They're going to offer cryptocurrency through their 401k accounts. This is a massive breakthrough considering Fidelity is the largest 401k provider in America. Over 20 million Americans have plans with them.
And Anthony, Fidelity has $2.7 trillion in 401k money under management. I mean, so what about firms then like Vanguard and T. Rowe Price? Will they be pressured to follow suit?
Absolutely, Mike. There's over $7 trillion in 401k assets held in the United States. I mean, Katie, bar the door. This one event alone could bring in millions of users and send demand through the roof. That chart we saw looks better every day. And Mike, I want you to think about what Fidelity did to the 401k market in the 1980s. They started marketing the concept of equities, and it caused an explosion in the equity markets. They're about to do the same thing for Bitcoin. But Bitcoin has a finite supply, and they're about to create exponential demand for that asset.
You know, Anthony, it's hard to even get your mind around how big this event is right now. And here's the thing, the consumer side, this is just the consumer side of digital assets. It's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, look at Ethereum. It's doing for business what Bitcoin is doing for consumers. And the results here, they've been breathtaking.
Since Ethereum came on the scene in 2015, when it was trading at only 75 cents, it's peaked at a 631,000% return. That's because Ethereum is the leading crypto for smart contracts. They allow corporations to buy, sell, and move products faster and cheaper. It's one of the reasons why Ethereum in only 7 years is already bigger than Coca-Cola, Disney, Pfizer, and Exxon. The edge is smart contracts. Look at FedEx. They're using them in their worldwide operations. So is Maersk, the Danish shipping company. They're partnering with Microsoft to build a smart contract platform for their global supply operations. Their partnership just processed 1 billion shipments, 30 million containers, and 14 million documents, all thanks to smart contracts. You even have 61% of U.S. defense contractors using smart contracts now. It cuts out expensive suppliers, saving them billions of dollars. You have BHP and Rio Tinto using them in mining. You have Mercedes-Benz using them for car production. You have Chevron, Exxon, and Shell using them for oil operations. All these transactions are paid with crypto money.
You know, Anthony, that's why Ethereum has gone up 631,000%. Smart contracts, they're a real game changer. Now, Ethereum was the first, but now there are 70 coins using smart contracts. And for folks watching this, get ready to take notes. In a minute, we're going to give you full details on 3 of the top coins as the all-time winner. These are the 3 specific coins we believe critical that everyone should have at least a small stake in today.
Look, Mike, I want you to realize where we are right now. I want to put this into perspective. We're talking about astronomical numbers today. An asset class that's going up faster than anyone thought possible, yet it's happening. Not only is it happening, but I believe we're at the very beginning of the biggest run in crypto we've ever seen. Yes, Corey. It was developed by a professor at Stanford. Silicon Valley venture capital firms use this chart religiously to track the growth in technology. Now, let me mark this spot with an X right here. This is where we're at today. Again, we're at the very beginning of exponential growth. And let me show you where we're going.
And between those two X's, in a short period of time, this is where 500,000 new millionaires would be made. And looking at this chart, it could happen very quickly. So time is of the essence.
It's not just you saying that, Mike. One of the most conservative banks in America, Wells Fargo, they just issued a report that says the exact same thing.
So you've got a bank, a conservative bank like Wells Fargo, with nearly $2 trillion on their books saying it's time to invest in crypto. It's time to get in.
Crypto.com, the company that renamed the Staples Center, the firm all over TV with the Matt Damon commercials. They estimate crypto will hit 1 billion users by the end of this year.
And yet so many people don't believe this is possible.
I get that, Mike. Look, if you get an email promising you a $3 million inheritance from a long-lost uncle, you'd be skeptical. You should be skeptical. That's something too good to be true. On the other hand, if 20 years ago I said to you, Mike, a little device in the palm of your hand, it'll be your phone, your music player, a Hollywood-class video camera, and on top of all that, I'll allow you to stream 2-hour movies. And oh, by the way, store the entire Library of Congress. You'd say, Anthony, you're nuts. It's too good to be true. Yet, here it is.
You know, Anthony, there's little doubt that crypto is rising. Now, the only impediment for many Americans is simply getting answers to some easy questions. How do I get started? How do I make my first investment? Which coins should I buy? How much should I pay? How long do I hold them? And having someone help them along the way with specific advice and directions that they need. So I think, how do people get started?
By getting started is easy. It's these 3 steps. Bing, bing, bing. We're making it available to everyone after the presentation. The important thing is to get in now. It doesn't matter how much money, $500, $1,000, a couple $1,000. The kind of numbers we've been looking at today, it's the exposure that counts. You want to have some money in play. And today, we're looking specifically at hypercoins because they have the potential to grow faster than Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Well, Anthony, these hypercoins, they're something most folks may not be familiar with. What exactly are they?
Let me give you an example. Binance, it has all the characteristics I'm looking for in a hypercoin. It has one of the most passionate user bases of any crypto. It has a unique smart contract technology, and it has a finite supply. There will never be any more of them made. It started out at 11 cents in 2017. Now it's $440 per coin. So if you bought Bitcoin in 2017 when it was trading for just $5,000, you're sitting at around a 700% gain today. But if you got into Binance 5 years ago, you would have made more than 399,000%.
It's almost unfathomable. And that means that one $5,000 investment could be worth over $19 million today. That was no doubt a millionaire maker. But there are thousands of coins out there, and there are only 3 true hypercoins which are exactly like this. They have the same power, the same setup, the same finite supply as Binance. That's why we're bringing on an expert in this area. Someone, Anthony, you already know, and his name is Nick Black.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from Nick. His take on these hypercoins has been truly outstanding. Welcome, Nick.
Pleasure to be here, guys.
Now, Nick, you're a crypto multimillionaire, and like Anthony, you were once a skeptic too.
To say I was a skeptic about cryptocurrency is an understatement. Back in 2016, I had been a gold and precious metals guy for, at that time, over a decade. So when I first heard about cryptocurrency, it just didn't fit into my hard assets only philosophy. But I knew that you never write off a new asset class. That is always a mistake. And so my curiosity got the best of me. To make a long story short, once I started looking deeply into cryptocurrency, I found the same thing as Anthony in that it had the power to change the world. And at this point, I'm 100% convinced that it is the only realistic way for the average person to have a shot at building generational wealth.
So what got you started investing in cryptocurrency, Nick?
Well, all of my gold investments were on the downswing for a few years after the market had peaked in 2011. So by the time I got into studying cryptocurrency in 2016, I was rummaging through a drawer and I found 5 1-ounce rounds of gold just kind of sitting there. And I thought, this is dead money, so why not put it in cryptocurrency? And rest is history.
So, Nick, you just took a small bit of an underperforming asset in your portfolio, what you call dead money, and seeded an incredible fortune from it. And as one of the very first cryptocurrency money managers, you also help high net worth clients here in the US, Germany, India, South America, and Dubai get into this market for the first time. And you believe every American should have, in fact, must have, at least one or more of these hypercoins in their war chest.
Mike, it's critical that everyone gets something invested into at least one of these hypercoins. Even if you just put $100 into one of them, just do it now. It's critical. We've seen what's happened with coins like Binance Coin. That thing went from 11 cents to over $440. That's almost a 400,000% gain. But what makes these hypercoins extremely valuable is they're going to be the infrastructure of global commerce for the next 100 years or more. I'm talking about the pipelines and the roads and the tunnels, everything that makes the world work. So think back to the industrial age. We built roads, we built canals and railroads and steel bridges like never before in history. And this is where the biggest fortunes were made. The Carnegies, the Vanderbilts, Rockefellers, the people responsible for all of the things that made America function, they created generational wealth.
Same thing with the internet in the early 2000s. Cisco, Intel, Microsoft, they built the infrastructure of the web from the ground up.
Exactly. And right now, these hypercoins are doing the exact same thing. And the demand we see could outstrip anything we've ever seen before.
So let's dig in. Tell us about the first one that you're looking at.
Okay, this first coin is truly a one of a kind. It was founded by one of the co-founders of Ethereum. He's a brilliant mathematician, and he pulled together some of the greatest minds in math and computer science to help him build a powerful new cryptocurrency. It is flat out one of the most advanced projects ever created, and it's solving a huge problem. It cuts out all of the bureaucratic nonsense, all of the red tape, all of the hours wasted filling out boring paperwork for so many of the things that we need in life.
I mean, like maybe, let's say, buying a car.
Yes, that's a perfect example. We've all done that. It should be exciting to buy a new car, right? But it's hell. Look at all the hoops you have to jump through. To trade in your old car, they go to one database and find out how much that's worth. To get approved for the loan, they go to 3 more databases just to check your credit score. And then there's yet another database to verify how much money you make. Another database for registration, for taxes, for tags, for title. And wait, there's still yet another database to get your financing rate. That's 9 verifications just to buy a car.
Yeah, most people, you're at the dealership for 8 hours before you get to drive off the lot.
But this cryptocurrency solves that problem. It consolidates everything into one tiny transaction. It's a finger swipe on your smartphone and you're done. That's why they call it instant verification.
So, Nick, how does this work?
So take a look at this, Mike. What's embedded in this code is an encrypted entry on this coin's blockchain that contains very critical information. It's not just buying a car. This cryptocurrency could be used for everything. It's bank loans, job applications, medical records, college enrollment, on and on. Anywhere that there is a verification process, this instant verification cryptocurrency solves that. And that's why companies are willing to pay billions of dollars to use this specific technology. It eliminates red tape and paperwork, and it makes every transaction better, safer, faster, and much more secure.
Now, every transaction. So, Nick, how many transactions are we looking at for this one coin?
Well, let me put it to you this way. Businesses are going to be requiring this. It will be the new verification infrastructure for the 21st century. And think about this, Mike. You got 66 million cars sold last year. 15 million mortgages originated last year. And there was something like 1.3 billion doctor's visits.
Astronomical volume.
Now imagine, for every one of those purchases, every home loan, every doctor's visit, there's not just one verification, but several verifications are being made. So we're talking tens of billions of transactions, and that's just 3 industries. So here's the kicker. Every transaction generates a tiny little fee, and they're all paid with this particular coin.
Nick, that's like the holy grail for cryptos, because more transactions equal more tiny fees, and that makes this coin incredibly valuable.
Exactly, Anthony. And the best part is all of these fees trickle down to the people that hold the cryptocurrency. That's why I believe the demand for this is going to be insane. This one coin alone soon, I'm guessing over 1 billion users. I mean, that's their stated goal.
So, Nick, purely from a transaction standpoint, I mean, can it really handle 1 billion users?
Oh, easily. It's capable of scaling way past 1 million transactions per second, about 10 times what they would need to handle 1 billion people. This cryptocurrency will touch every industry, banking, real estate, healthcare, almost every part of your day-to-day life. They're going to go way past 1 billion.
So what about adoption? How does that look right now, Nick?
Really good. Earlier this year, they said, I think there was a 50% spike in users in just 1 week. And you start thinking, man, this coin has the potential to be bigger than everything else out there, even bigger than Bitcoin. So look, you can buy this right now for less than the price of a Hershey bar. My recommendation is this. Take a little bit of your portfolio that's underperforming, like my gold was. I don't care if it's $100, $500, $1,000. I don't care. Put it in this coin. You're rarely going to get a chance to see 100x return inside the next 5 years.
And Nick, few everyday people ever get that kind of opportunity.
Well, the important thing now is just to get in, to make a move. You don't need to understand everything about cryptocurrency. I mean, think about the iPhone. How many people actually know what's going on inside that thing?
And the only thing I know is when I need to make a call or pull up a website, I push a button and it works.
That didn't stop anyone from making a fortune on Apple. Look, I can't tell you how many of my clients didn't understand crypto when I put their money into it. And now they're thanking me for bringing them into it.
And that's exactly it. You just have to see the trends unfolding and have a little courage. So Nick, tell me about the next blockbuster.
This second coin is a next generation cryptocurrency with a highly advanced technology and a giant corporate audience. So think about this. Microsoft, IBM, Apple, Bank of America, Ford, Walmart, Pfizer, I could go on and on. They're all integrating blockchain into their businesses. They're all becoming crypto companies.
In fact, 94% of Fortune 500 companies either have or are planning crypto-based initiatives.
That's right. But the problem is each one of these projects is really an island of its own. And what I mean by that is they're creating these internal blockchains for their own use. And none of these blockchains can communicate with each other. So think of it like this. You've got two business executives. One is speaking English, the other guy is speaking French, and they're trying to negotiate a deal, but they can't understand each other. But bring in a translator, now they can communicate and hammer something out. Well, blockchains have the exact same kind of language gap. Every crypto talks in a very specific way.
So you could have JP Morgan using a crypto programming language like Solidity, Goldman Sachs using Erlang, Microsoft using C#. If they don't understand each other, these three firms won't be able to transact with each other.
Well, right. In this hypercoin, it's the translator, knowing every crypto language in existence. So it's like connecting all of these systems and allowing them to reach a scale never seen before. We're talking about Fortune 500 companies with combined revenues of what, $13.8 trillion? Potentially all of that going through this one coin. That's 2/3 of the entire American economy. And if this blockchain is the operating system for each deal, they get paid on every single transaction. Imagine what the market cap would be if something like that would occur.
It's truly amazing. With tens of millions of transactions, we're talking serious money.
Exactly right. That's why I'm so excited about this coin, because its potential scale in the world of big business is mind-boggling. We're talking the whole business ecosystem, from suppliers, logistics, retail, and wholesale customers, all transacting with each other with this coin.
And again, with these coins, adoption is key. So Nick, what's it looking like on this one?
Mike, it's been amazing. So far, this cryptocurrency has done more than $165 billion in transactions. And here's the best part. It just went through this massive upgrade cycle, and now it can make hundreds of thousands of transactions in just a few seconds. So I believe it's grossly undervalued.
That's why a colleague of mine, Matt Wang, he's a former partner of Sequoia Capital. It's one of the biggest firms in the country. He started a new fund and bought $260 million worth of this coin. I have little doubt this crypto will dominate business-to-business transactions for the largest companies in existence over the next 5 years.
So what do you think that means for the price?
Mike, look, with skyrocketing adoption, the rampant increase in financial services, and the fact that this coin has a finite supply, I believe this is a 100x coin in the making. My recommendation, buy this hypercoin now.
And I understand that this coin is incredibly low priced, and that means a small stake goes a long way. Now, in a moment, we've got all the details coming up about this coin. First, Nick, tell us about the next hypercoin.
In my opinion, you have to own this next coin in addition to everything else. Why? Well, because I think it's about to become the backbone for the entire financial system. Stock exchanges, bonds, even currencies. So let's take stock exchanges. Most people don't know this, but it takes 2 full days to complete a stock transaction, T+2. Your broker never tells you that. But this hypercoin can make stock transactions instantaneous. The New York Stock Exchange trades, what, 55 billion stock every single day? The NASDAQ is at $200 billion a day. European markets trade 20 billion euro a day. So we're talking 21 stock exchanges around the world where trillions of dollars are trading every week.
And Nick, I can tell you these exchanges are pouring billions of dollars into crypto technology right now just like this coin. NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, the Australian Stock Exchange, Germany's Deutsche Börse, and the London Stock Exchange, the Nikkei. I can go on and on.
So, what is it about this coin that makes it so well suited for the financial industry?
So this particular coin has the power to get them all transacting with each other. Imagine connecting all of the stock exchanges in the world. The number of potential users just blows your mind. We're talking billions. So let's go a step further. What if you took all the private equity market, right? It's a big market, $7.4 trillion. Morgan Stanley projects the size of this market to double by 2025.
Well, how about the global bond market? That's worth $128 trillion. Or the foreign exchange market. It's the most active market in the world with more than $6 trillion traded on average every day.
Well, Mike, it's already happening. Today, 17 countries have digital currency projects in the works with this specific coin. Goldman Sachs, Citibank, they're partnering up too.
Let me just add here, Nick, adoption is growing fast. According to my research, it just increased user growth by 35% in just 2.5 months earlier this year. Plus, the supply is limited, just like Bitcoin. Listen, the whole financial industry needs a rebuild, and this crypto platform could finally take it to the 21st century. As a matter of fact, I love this coin. That's why I directed my fund to put $250 million in.
That is some serious money, Anthony. And look, for people watching, you don't need $250 million. You could put $100, $500. It does not matter. Just get off of zero. That's the important thing.
Yeah, now, of course, the cryptocurrency market is volatile. I mean, that's typical of any young market, and it's constantly evolving. So, obviously, not every coin does well long term. You should never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Well, you're absolutely right, Mike. I am confident that this coin could be a massive winner because it's so advanced. I estimate by 2025, this little coin could hit a price of $72. That would be about a 10,185% gain from today, and that could be conservative.
Okay, in a few minutes, I'm going to give you access to something special, something unprecedented. It's an exclusive dossier that gives you a full breakdown of all three hypercoins Nick just talked about, the critical problem each one solves, how to buy them, and how much to allocate, along with accurate price projections of how much you can make over the next year, 2 years, or more. And remember, it takes less than 60 seconds to get into any one of these coins.
Look, the last time we had a new asset class was when the bond market was created way back in 1696. So what's happening right now, the creation of growth in cryptocurrency and this whole market, it's truly historic. This isn't something that happens every 10 years. This isn't merely the creation of some new technology. It is a whole new asset class, a very rare, almost unheard of occurrence. And for those of us living today, it is a mind-blowing opportunity. The last chance we'll probably ever have to take part in something so big.
You know, Nick, it truly is astounding, especially when you consider that the folks watching today have this unbelievably rare chance, not only to invest in a brand new asset class, but fortunate enough to have the shot at getting in on the ground floor. And Nick, thank you so much for sharing your expertise on these hypercoins.
My pleasure, guys.
Now, Anthony, these coins we've just been talking about, the adoption rate on these is going up extremely fast.
Right, Mike. You have to remember, we're just at the beginning stages of this technology. These numbers we've been looking at, they seem beyond belief. But look, no one would have believed you could turn $10,000 into $22 million on Amazon. The only difference here is having the fortitude to become an early adopter and hang on for the ride. At these price levels, it's almost insane.
Exactly. Now, next up, we've got something completely different for everyone. In fact, we've got another very special guest. Now, Anthony, this is someone you know well and have a ton of admiration for because he's one of the country's leading crypto traders, a man who actually mined Bitcoin from a computer in his garage. And that was way back in 2013 when it was trading for just hundreds of dollars. Today, he's one of the world's leading crypto traders, a crypto millionaire who specializes in discovering unique price patterns in tiny coins. Mr. Tom Gentile. Welcome, Tom.
Anthony, Mike, great to be here.
I love what you do, Tom. I mean, you figured out a way to successfully trade a segment of the cryptocurrency market that so many folks don't even know about.
Yeah, Anthony, I've been tracking this market for several years now. And in all of my 28 years in the markets, I've never seen anything like it. There are hundreds of these microcurrencies being traded every day, and anyone can capitalize on them.
Well, Tom, tell us about these tiny coins. I mean, what are they exactly? And how is it the gains on these can be so large?
Well, you know, Mike, you've been talking about huge infrastructure coins with Nick, and they're building on the foundations of our new economy. but there's also hundreds of much smaller coins out there called microcurrencies. Now, these coins help specific industries make large financial transactions faster and more efficient. And Anthony's right. Most people don't even know these coins exist. For example, most people don't know a microcurrency was created specifically for the $493 billion advertising industry. It's called ad shares, and it's used by industry insiders. And I'm talking about media buyers, TV producers, advertising agencies. They use this microcurrency for payment of services. And this tiny coin has been moving fast, gaining over 11,000% in about 8 months.
Well, actually, Tom, I ran the numbers. It's precisely 11,071% in 8 months.
Okay, Mike. Now, that's just one example. You see, these tiny coins are being used for payment by dozens of niche industries around the world. And I'm talking about real estate, construction, travel, insurance, education, sports, you name it. 63 industries now have at least one of these microcurrencies.
So, Tom, why is this trending up so fast?
Well, Mike, the reason's simple. There's a middleman in every industry on earth. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about the oil industry, the semiconductor industry, the pharmaceutical industry. They all have middlemen. Heck, even your neighborhood grocery store has a middleman, Mike, and it's a huge expense. These little coins eliminate the middleman.
Right. By eliminating the middleman, the cost savings to businesses is significant, to the tune of billions of dollars.
Absolutely, Anthony. Look at these numbers. They're astounding. With microcurrencies, banks could save $20 billion a year. The food industry, $31 billion a year. Real estate, as much as $87 billion every year. Healthcare, up to $150 billion a year. And drug manufacturers, up to $320 billion every year.
Doing some quick math, that's over $600 billion a year businesses could be saving.
That's right, Anthony. And here's the best part for us. The average person can buy these microcurrencies and enjoy the run-up. So here's one called Cadena. It's used in the finance industry. And believe me, if you're not in the finance industry, you'd have never heard of this. But listen, it shot up 4,458% in just 6 months last year.
Yeah, and it also beat Bitcoin by 6 times during the same time frame.
That's right, Mike. Many of these tiny coins consistently outperform Bitcoin. Look at this one, Curate. It's used in the e-commerce industry. Now, if you don't work directly in e-commerce, you'd have never heard of this coin. Yet Curate hit massive windfalls for the first 6 months last year, up over 6,000%. That's 211 times better than Bitcoin during the same time frame.
You know, Tom, that's astounding. I mean, Bitcoin is big. It's foundational. Yet for every $1,000 made with Bitcoin, Curate would have returned $211,000 instead.
Absolutely. Here's another one, AudioCoin, a music industry microcurrency nobody even knows about unless you're in the music biz. Now, it went up 895% during the first 6 months.
That was nearly 23 times the return of Bitcoin during the same time frame.
Look at Chiliz, a sports and entertainment microcurrency. It soared 1,061%.
It's 36 times the return of Bitcoin. Tom, it just goes on and on. I mean, you've uncovered so many of these fast-moving microcurrencies beating the pants off Bitcoin.
The big institutional traders, the guys I know on Wall Street, most are not able to play these tiny coins the way you are. They're often too small for the institutions to get into. But for everyday investors, they represent a huge opportunity, and you're getting in before the big run-ups.
That's right. These are speculative trades. I'm willing to take the risk to get the reward, and I won't kid you, we don't win all the time.
You know, no trader is perfect, but Tom, you've been pretty darn close. In fact, over the last 3 years, you've been trading these microcurrencies with a small group of loyal followers, and the results have been astounding. Since 2018, you've amassed a nearly 90% win rate on your closed trades, closing 112 winners with an average return of, get this, 92.5% just on microcurrencies. I mean, just look at some of these winners. 324% on Binance in 15 months, 320% on Agrello in 30 months, 393% on Chainlink in 11 months, 300% on NewCipher in less than a month, 300% on Numeraire in less than 5 months, and 1,000% on OMG in just 11 months. And look, this is just to name a few.
Yeah, OMG was a fantastic trade. Mike, the amazing thing is when I started trading these coins back in 2018, Bitcoin was in a downswing. And that's the beauty of trading these microcurrencies. It doesn't matter if the overall market's up, down, or sideways. At any given time, there's always an opportunity to make a big gain.
What I'm seeing here is phenomenal. Now, I know you're a pattern trader, so you look for patterns to find these winners, but what's your secret to finding these coins?
So, Anthony, I developed a proprietary trading system for cryptos. It essentially looks for 2 kinds of patterns. The first one's called the long-term currency wave. So this wave smooths out the price action over the long time frame, typically a month. The second is the short-term currency wave. It smooths out the price pattern over a shorter time frame, typically a few days. Now, let me show you where the magic really happens. So right here, when the two lines meet and cross, that's when my system sends me a buy signal, and that's how we've been able to nail winner after winner.
Tom, even better, you often nail multiple winning plays on the same coin.
That's right, Mike. Take BCH, for example. On January 9th, 2021, we hit a 100% gain from a position opened in July. On the same exact day, we hit another 100% gain from a position opened in August. Then in February, we played BCH again, closed it on May 5th for another 200% in just 86 days. And yet again in March, we played BCH and hit it for another 169% gain 38 days later.
So, Tom, you're telling me 4 triple-digit gains from the same coin.
That's right. Here's another, a microcurrency called Orchid. First, we scored a 250% winner in just a few months. Then we opened another position and hit another double, a 100% winner in just 43 days.
And you did it again with a microcurrency called Zcash.
Yeah, Zcash. So we hit that one out of the ballpark, not once, but twice, cashing out 100% in a little over 4 months with one position and another 100% winner in less than 2 months on another position. Now, that was after we'd already scored a 100% winner in less than 2 months the previous August.
So that's 3 more triple-digit winners on the same coin. In fact, just take a look at this list of the top-performing microcurrencies in the last 30 days.
Yeah, Mike, the gains are astounding.
Now, for folks watching at home, we just showed you 2 of the most effective strategies on earth for making a fortune in crypto. You start by building a crypto war chest. Of course, you have your base building plays like Bitcoin, Ethereum, but then you have your hyper coins like the ones we just went over with Nick. These are the coins you absolutely must have, the ones with the potential to go up 100x. Then you add these microcurrencies, the fast-moving coins you can trade nearly every day for quick profits. It's really that simple. Okay, Tom, right now you have 3 plays you're recommending to folks, plays where the waves have crossed. Can you give us a rundown of these?
Absolutely, Mike. So I love this first one. I'm sure you guys heard a lot about the metaverse, the virtual online technology.
Oh my God, it's been a never-ending buzz ever since Facebook changed the name to Meta.
Yeah, right. And it's not just about Facebook, Anthony. You got dozens of big tech firms piling billions into the metaverse. Google, Nvidia, Qualcomm, Adobe. Heck, Microsoft just spent $70 billion alone on their new metaverse project. It's a virtual world where people around the globe can meet up in real time. Go shopping, play games, watch rock concerts, you name it.
Tom, Bloomberg estimates the metaverse could nearly double in the next 2 years. And that's climbing to a market cap of nearly $800 billion.
And here's the great thing about it. It's all being built with cryptocurrency.
Yeah, Anthony, ever since the buzz started, metaverse cryptos have been soaring. Engine Coin, for instance, up 290% in a month and a half. Chromia went up 460% in less than 2 months, and Axie Infinity went up nearly 5,000% in just 6 months. This first microcurrency I love could be as big or even bigger. It sells metaverse plots. Big corporations are buying it up like crazy. Atari, Adidas, Samsung, Miller Brewing Company, on and on. They're all spending millions to get in early. Demand for these virtual plots is skyrocketing. $500 million was spent last year alone. It could more than double this year. So I predict we're going to trade this coin for some very sizable gains over and over again.
Tom, that's the best opportunity I've seen for making money on the metaverse. So let's dive into your next microcurrency recommendation.
Okay, this next coin is a DeFi coin. These coins are used in banking, allowing folks to store, borrow, or loan crypto through the blockchain.
As a matter of fact, Tom, DeFi has exploded in the last 24 months from $72 billion to $170 billion.
It really has, Anthony. And one of the top DeFi coins just gave us a fresh buy signal. So we're getting in. We're looking for a potential 100% or more over the next several days to weeks.
Tom, you've got a metaverse pick for your first one. You've got a DeFi pick for your second one. I mean, what is the third play you have lined up?
Okay, Mike. This next one I want to give folks is one of my favorite repeat moneymakers. It's truly the gift that just keeps on giving. Last summer, we opened a position on it. Our signals indicated a buy, and it handed us 2 separate 100% gains, one in about 3 months and the other in a single day. I just got another signal. The currency waves have crossed, and that means we're in position for another 100% gain on this coin.
Tom, this is unheard of. For people to be able to make that kind of money so fast over and over again, it's phenomenal. And folks, Tom has his next 3 microcurrency plays locked and loaded. We're going to make them available to you in just a few moments. In fact, we've got a special investment dossier that outlines the details on each one. And remember, this is extremely straightforward. You buy a microcurrency with momentum, get it on the way up with the potential to sell at the top. In this special investment dossier, Tom will be showing you how to get in and the recommended buy price and how to sell for profits. You'll be able to see how he does it step by step. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today.
Mike, Anthony, it's my pleasure.
Okay, Anthony, businesses, institutions, savvy investors across the world are all investing heavily. They see what's coming and how big it is. As a matter of fact, we're just at the beginning of the biggest run-up we'll ever see in crypto. Now, you estimate that we're right here, early on in stage 3. This is the magic phase that creates the most millionaires. Now, we estimate we could see 500,000 new millionaires shortly. That's why it's so critical for individuals to make a move today.
It doesn't matter who you are, a chemist, a plumber, a landscaper, a teacher, a professor. You will likely be interacting with some form of crypto in the near future. Crypto is going to touch every area of your life. Getting a mortgage, buying a stock, managing your portfolio, opening a checking account, everything. And now we're moving into what I believe will be the biggest stage yet, a world that will allow Americans to achieve the highest level of freedom and independence.
Hell, it really is that big, isn't it?
To put this in perspective, Mike, I want to take you back to 1997. You were logging onto the internet with that dial-up modem. It was burring and whistling as you were trying to get on your America Online page to download. It took 35 seconds. Then it downloaded, so you thought, great, I'll send an email, and then, wow, I can buy a book from a company called Amazon. Let's see if they actually ship it to my house. So let's say I get in a time machine from today, 2022. I'm visiting you as you're downloading AOL, and I say, hey, Mike, guess what? 25 years from now, not only are you going to be able to buy that book from Amazon, but Amazon is eventually going to sell everything. And oh, by the way, you can see how long it's taking you to get on AOL, getting it up and running. Someday, billions of people are going to be on the internet streaming 4K video at the same time. And this whole thing is going to quantum leap to something that you cannot currently envision in 1997. That's where we are now. It's like 1997 all over again. The opportunity is here, and it won't last very long.
Anthony, I think there's little doubt that crypto is the fastest moving asset class in history. Yet a lot of folks don't know how to get started or where to begin. Some wonder if it's even safe at all.
Mike, I don't blame them. This is a whole new thing. But when you look at the money and the potential of these amazing digital assets, can anyone really afford not to just dip their toe in the water? You don't have to be an expert at this. You just need someone you trust to guide you, an insider who can show you how to make money without all the techno speak and the hype that's out there on the internet.
And Anthony, that's exactly why we have a big announcement. You see, today we're launching the American Institute for Crypto Investors. It's the biggest, most unique undertaking of its kind. And I truly believe the only credible source that exists to give people like our folks watching today the opportunity to make vast amounts of money. Now, our mission is simple. We're dedicated to showing you how to simply, safely, and profitably invest in this market. With our easy-to-follow research, education, and investing strategies, it's so easy anyone can do it, even if you've never invested a penny in your life. Of course, the key is to get in. We've seen what can happen with even $100, $500, a couple $1,000. It's changing people's lives on a daily basis. And we firmly believe 500,000 new millionaires will be made in the next few years. And that's exactly our goal, to help everyday folks like you become millionaires. With hypercoins, yes, absolutely. With brand new hot microcurrencies, yes, absolutely. But that's not all. Our research will also help you discover how to get Bitcoin and Ethereum at a 20% discount, like the big hedge funds do. How to collect large interest payments on crypto, some deals as high as 50%. How to take advantage of the new field of crypto real estate deals and even artwork. And Anthony, there's no one in the industry more knowledgeable and connected than you. That's why I'm pleased to welcome you as a member of the Institute's advisory board.
Mike, it's my sincere pleasure to help in any way I can. This institute is amazing. The need for it is so great right now, and it's really my pleasure to be a founding member of the advisory board. I'm devoted to helping people understand the potential.
Anthony, your offer to help, well, I'm taking you up on that, which gets me to our second big announcement. Anthony, the Institute is sponsoring you to conduct 3 separate State of the Crypto Industry addresses this year. Now, these are all exclusive events, and you'll be bringing members the latest updates on Bitcoin, Ethereum, hypercoins, and microcurrencies. You'll also bring us the latest on other ways to make money, like NFTs, DeFi coins, Web 3.0, the crypto VC boom, the metaverse, and much more. Now, your research team at Skybridge Capital is perhaps the best in the business. In addition to the proprietary data you're collecting, you have access to exclusive industry analysis. So your perspective on the state of crypto is one of the deepest available. Even more, we'll have the opportunity for guests to join you, guests of the highest caliber, people who are actually creating the technology and can predict where this market is going.
This year, my Crypto Bahamas Summit was the most exclusive event of its kind. I brought together 52 of the top crypto experts in the world, including superstar fund manager Cathie Wood, Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO of FTX Exchange, Brian Brooks, CEO of BitFury and former U.S. acting comptroller of the currency, Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle, the crypto mobile payment company, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, Elizabeth Stark, Mike Novogratz, even Tom Brady, the 7-time Super Bowl champion and co-founder of Autograph, a crypto firm specializing in NFTs.
And that's just the short list.
They're all people I know and respect, leaders with real-life experience, creating the infrastructure for crypto to thrive.
Now, these 3 events, they're priceless. Look, if folks even wanted to attend your crypto conference next year, it's by invitation only, and even then, the price is $4,000. So this is truly something exclusive. Only members of the Institute will ever have a chance to attend, all via exclusive video conference.
I can promise you this. I'll do my very best to shoot straight from the hip, give members an honest accounting of the state of crypto, not just the ups and downs, but where the future is headed. Along with what I see are the fastest moving new breakthroughs.
Now, we've talked about the first 2 critical ways that people can and should get into crypto right now. So as a new member of the American Institute for Crypto Investors, you'll get our first 2 critical dossiers right away. Dossier number 1 is the 100x Hypercoin portfolio. These are the foundational coins that will take crypto to a large scale worldwide, the coins that will redefine commerce in the 21st century, including the Hypercoin that we believe will be the backbone of the stock exchanges. It has the ability to streamline stock purchases, bypassing all the middlemen. Now, Anthony put $250 million into this amazing coin, and the supply is limited. Then there's a Hypercoin that's going to be the dominant coin for the Fortune 500. It has the ability to connect hundreds of crypto languages and get them transacting with each other, potentially creating a $1 trillion revenue stream. And the next one is the Hypercoin bringing instant verification to businesses and consumers, streamlining how you apply for a loan, get a job, receive accurate medical care, and more. It has incredible hack-free technology and is scalable into the billions. You'll get all the details on how to buy each one, where to buy, and when to buy, and you'll receive regular performance updates and allocation recommendations.
That's quite a lot. I can't think of a better way to get started.
Well, dossier number 2 is just as powerful, Anthony. It's the 3 microcurrencies to buy for 10x profits in just 6 months. Now, these are the 3 fast-moving coins used to streamline business. All 3 have long and short-term currency waves crossing right now, and you'll get full details on each one, how to buy, and when to sell for maximum gains.
And Mike, I got to tell you, getting started is key. For anyone who's never bought or owned a cryptocurrency before, the Institute has 2 key training courses created exclusively for members.
Well, that's right, Anthony. And we're taking away every hurdle to getting started. We're committed to showing people how extremely easy this is. And it starts with our Crypto A to Z Primer Kit. Folks will receive this primer the minute they become a member. It explains in simple language everything you need to know about the crypto market, including the 3 steps to take to buy these coins in less than 60 seconds. You'll also discover the different types of coins, the technology behind them, the exchanges, and much, much more. It's all in there. Plus, we have Tom Gentile's Crypto Trading Fast Tracker. It's an over-the-shoulder video guide where you can see every move Tom makes in trading and how to do the same yourself. Now, it's all part of an entire crypto training library, and it's available to you anytime you want it. It includes 9 videos and 6 complete manuals, all covering simple ways to make money in small, fast-moving coins.
You know, Mike, I'm on the phone with a lot of big crypto investors and scientists every day, and I'll tell you, they speak in tech talk. It's hard for most people to understand. That's why I love the Institute's down-to-earth style. You're really providing a huge service here.
And you know, and Anthony, it doesn't stop there. New members are also going to receive our monthly crypto investment package, and this is big. It will include a brand new crypto opportunity we recommend adding to your war chest. Now, I'm talking about the next 100x Hypercoin or the hottest new microcurrency. We'll even bring you research on the newest crypto IPOs, airdrops that give away free tokens, metaverse coins, Web 3.0 coins. Everything we see in crypto that looks promising, you'll be among the first to know about it. And I just want to remind folks that our experts at the Institute, we do all the heavy lifting for you. If you're a member, you can continue living your life, go to work, spend time with your family, play golf without worrying about volatility.
Mike, I talk to major institutional investors every day, people who have entire research teams devoted to what we're offering here, and at the cost of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Anthony, I think you're right about that, and yet we have something that even institutions would be envious of. It's called the Crypto Star Rating System, and every day we're analyzing the top cryptos with an advanced computer algorithm. We're tracking the 10, 30, 60, and 200-day moving averages and daily volume on these coins. That means on a daily basis, we know which coins are moving up, which ones are moving down, and which coins are hitting a tipping point that could lead to extreme profits. Now, every week, members will get a dossier on the coins with the most aggressive upward price movement.
That's truly priceless, Mike. I've seen several so-called rating systems out there. They purport to cover 10,000 cryptos, but this is far beyond those. And for the average person to even have access to something like this is just priceless. Really fine work, Mike.
Well, Anthony, thank you. And of course, we'll be providing members with their AICI daily. You see, every day there are dozens of stories hitting the wire. The institutions getting in, promising new coins, regulatory progress, adoption rates, deals from exchanges, and much, much more. So our team digests these events and gives you the most critical pieces of news in a 5-minute read you can use to start your day.
Look, we both know this is a narrow window in time to build wealth with crypto. The latest Gemini research shows 19.3 million Americans are planning to buy crypto in the next 12 months. You do not want to be the last one in here. You don't want to be the smallest piece of the pie. You're giving everyone here what they need to get started and make the most of this opportunity.
Now, we've brought together the top talent in the entire industry, from some of the world's greatest investors to the scientists and coin creators, information that cannot be gotten anywhere else. And I have a bit more good news. Now, the cost to run the Institute is quite high. You can imagine with the ongoing research, staff, office space, network, and database access, it turns into the millions of dollars. And in the future, the annual membership fee will be $599. But today, if you're joining during this charter membership period, you won't have to pay anywhere near that amount. As a charter member, we realize that you'll be our best ambassador who spreads the word about how crypto can change your life. So we want to reward you with the lowest membership fee we'll ever offer. I'm talking a significant savings. Of course, you can do whatever you want with the savings. We'd like to see you take the money and apply it to getting started with one of the top cryptos. I mean, one of our goals is to give you the opportunity to build your war chest fast, and the savings will get you off.
Glad to hear that, Mike, but just how?
Well, Anthony, I'm basing this price on something simple and not very scientific. Now, when we met at your office on 54th Street, we walked around the corner and had lunch. Now, we were in a hurry to get back, so we popped into a deli for a sandwich and a salad to dine. The food was good, and I don't remember the name of it.
Mike, it was called Dishes.
Well, I'll tell you, I thought right then and there, I don't want people to pay any more than what you and I paid for a deli lunch. And Frankly, that's how we're going to price this for the time being. Even more, if any member is not happy with what they receive from the Institute after 90 days, all they have to do is call our membership director and they'll receive a full refund, no questions asked.
Mike, I'm in the business. I know what I have to pay for research and information like this, and I know what other firms pay between hiring a team of good analysts, data feeds, and paid institutional reports. The price can run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars every month. For less than a deli sandwich, it's a steal.
And for folks watching this is your one invitation to become a member of the American Institute for Crypto Investors. And I urge you to take advantage of it right now. This charter membership opportunity may not be available after today. So please take advantage of it while the moment is here. It's perhaps the best opportunity you'll ever have. And you'll see just how in a moment. But before we go, Anthony, I have one more question for you. You're one of the most successful investors in the world. You started out as a Bitcoin skeptic, and today you're one of the most successful crypto investors on the planet. So to be frank, you're quite wealthy. You're extremely busy. Why commit your precious resources to being on our advisory board or even more, creating our crypto State of the Union addresses for the Institute?
Mike, thank you for the comments, and you're right. I'm quite successful. I enjoy a very wealthy life. I have a great family, and I'm honored to call some of the most well-known people in America my friends. But it wasn't always like that. I'm a second-generation Italian-American. I grew up in a little town on Long Island, Port Washington. My dad was a construction worker. He operated a crane. He was a very good guy, very hard worker, but he was always loaded with financial anxiety because if there was a recession, his hours got cut back. He didn't have any control over that. I remember when I was 11 years old, my dad came home. He was very upset. Of course, that always led to fighting in the house and anxiety for the kids. And I remember saying, oh my God, my dad is not making enough money. He's very anxious about money. In fact, I got a paper route to help with the family budget. So I know where Americans are coming from right now.
At 11 years old, that's gripping, and yet you made your way through Tufts University and graduated from Harvard Law School. I mean, these are very expensive schools.
At the time, Tufts was running at about $17,000 a year, more money than I or my family could ever afford for college. I had no idea how I was going to pay for it. I was working extra jobs, delivering pizza. Then one day, my dad shows up. He hands me a check for $10,000. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I said, Pops, what's this? He said, well, this is my life insurance policy, the cash value of my life insurance policy with the union. Here, cashed it out. I'm going to give this to you, and this is all I've got. You're going to have to figure it out from here, okay? I said, Dad, I don't want you to cash your life insurance check. God forbid something happens to you. He said, well, you'll be in college. You'll be making good money. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine, you know.
God, they had to break your heart.
Hey, Mike, I'm just telling you this for a reason. I know what it's like to struggle to get ahead. I'm here to look everyday folks in the eye and convince them that they can make it for themselves just like I did. My dad, he wasn't able to control his own destiny, and honestly, that's no way to live your life. But with crypto, everyone watching today has a unique opportunity to control their own destiny. We're looking at a once-in-a-generation opportunity right now, a unique opportunity that's not going to be around for long. I mean, look, I have $1.5 billion of my and my firm's money invested in Bitcoin, my coin fund, blockchain technologies, Ethereum, and crypto stocks. That's how convinced I am. Everyday folks, ordinary people, maybe some who've never invested a dime in their lives can make it for themselves, and in a big way. And I believe this amazing institute for crypto investing is the best way to get started.
Anthony Scaramucci, I want to thank you so much for being here today. You are a true inspiration, and welcome to the Institute. And for the folks at home, this is your one invitation to join the American Institute for Crypto Investors. So please click the link below, and you can review everything you'll get with your membership. And remember, as a member of the American Institute of Crypto Investors, you'll get all this. You'll get the 100x Hypercoin portfolio, the 3 foundational hypercoins everyone must have for the long haul. You'll get the 3 microcurrencies to buy for 10x profits in just 6 months. 3 coins with urgent buy signals right now. You'll get your monthly crypto investment package, a brand new crypto opportunity we recommend adding to your war chest. Now, whether it's a fast-moving hypercoin, the hottest microcurrency, an NFT profit opportunity, or even the next big IPO, you'll get it first, along with our complete analysis and recommendation. You'll also get our proprietary CryptoStar rating system. That means that every week you'll get a critical alert from the Institute showing you the coins with the fastest moving price momentum, so you'll know where and how to follow the money. You'll get the Crypto A to Z Primer, everything you need to know about the cryptocurrency market. You'll get the Crypto Trading Fast Tracker. It's an over-the-shoulder video guide that gives you step-by-step instructions for trading like a pro, along with your entire training library. You'll also get the Institute's Daily, the crypto market's most critical news in a 5-minute read every day to give you the lead in the next run-up. And of course, Anthony's one-of-a-kind State of the Crypto Industry addresses, where you'll get access to his exclusive research, predictive analysis, tips from the biggest names in crypto. Now, to get access to the research and connections at one of Anthony's private crypto conferences, it could cost $4,000 or more. But with these exclusive conferences, you'll get the same analysis and insights right from the comfort of your own home. And we still have a lot of surprises in store. So please don't delay. Not riding this next wave of millionaires could leave you with a lifetime of regret. So please get in now before it's too late. Click the link below. You'll be able to review everything you'll get, every report, every crypto recommendation, every membership benefit, as well as special charter member perks not mentioned here. Now, right now, charter membership is available for an extremely low price, saving you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But if you don't do it now, this special deal may no longer be available tomorrow. Now, for myself, Anthony Scaramucci, and our executive team, we look forward to welcoming you aboard.
Carshield.com/podcast. A deductible may apply. Hey, let's give it up one more time for Earl Skakel, can we? Good stuff. Our next roaster went from bouncer to manager to wrestler to world champion to Hall of Famer, and now he's the wrestling industry's only excuse for health insurance.